Hi, I'm Rich Brown for CNET. Today we're going to take a look at the Asus ET2300INTI. So this is a 23-inch Windows 8 all-in-one from Asus. It costs about $12.99. So this is a touchscreen all-in-one, like most current Windows 8 PCs. But what's probably most unique about this PC is that it has pretty much every current feature we can think of to add to a system like this. So as far as the basics, it's a perfectly serviceable Windows 8 PC. The touchscreen works fine. It's nice and responsive. It's a 19 by 10 screen, so it's not the highest resolution we've seen, but it certainly gets the job done. The wireless mouse and keyboard work easily enough as well. There's an external subwoofer here that plugs into the back. It doesn't put out the best audio quality, particularly at higher volumes, but it adds a nice little boost if you want to keep the volume low enough. There's an NVIDIA GeForce GT 630M graphics chip inside, so it's not the fastest for gaming, but it'll certainly play most titles, particularly if you keep image quality down. For memory and storage, you get 8 gigs of RAM and a terabyte hard drive at full speed, 7200 RPM. That's kind of what we expect. And in general, the system has some nice flexibility if it's not the most attractive new PC out there. The screen tilts down to the point where you can lie it flat if you want to get into that sort of tabletop touch experience. But you notice when we tilt it back and forth, it sort of lowers the display down at the same time. Now, I'd certainly much rather have the ability to lay it down flat than not at all, but it would be nice to have a little bit more independent range of motion in terms of going front to back and up and down. Now, what's probably most interesting about this PC, though, is that Asus has included both Thunderbolt ports as well as Intel's wide-eye wireless display technology. Now, those features are interesting in that you don't really see them in a lot of current mainstream all-in-ones. In a PC like this, it's targeted at mainstream consumers and not really professionals who might want to connect a fast data array or some other sort of higher-level peripheral that takes advantage of the Thunderbolt port. And for the wireless display technology, yes, I suppose it might be interesting to send the signal from this computer out to a TV with a wide-eye receiver on it, but wide-eye is still far from perfect, and from setup difficulties we had connecting it to an LG TV, as well as in general the latency you get, it's really not the best experience. In addition to the core components, it has HDMI in, HDMI out, a ton of USB 3 ports, as well as an eSATA input. Now, all those various ports give you a ton of flexibility in terms of what you can connect to the system, and it really makes it a pretty versatile all-in-one. Now, you can find other all-in-ones in this price range maybe look a little better. The one from Vizio comes to mind. But in terms of pure features for the dollar, the Asus right now is one of the best we've seen in this price. So I'm Rich Brown. This is the Asus ET2300INTI.